Hi everyone, welcome to The Walk. This is our third session in our series called Rooted, which is all about growing in faith. As we compare faith to an apple tree in our first week called Firmly Planted, we talked about planting seeds of salvation for our spiritual life to grow. When we are firmly planted in God's written word, He plants seeds of salvation. Salvation is a reconciliation of our sin and a surrender of our lives to God, and growing deep roots in relationship with Him, which leads me into our second session called Grow Deep, where we focused on our roots that grow deep spiritually when we understand God's love, God's written word, and developing relationships with each other. In this session, Grow Upward, we will focus on growing up and maturing in our faith, like an apple tree trunk and branches that grow from a strong foundation of its roots. Developing a deeper and more meaningful relationship with God is His greatest desire for our lives. However, many people begin this journey by accepting the seed of salvation God has planted in their heart and start growing roots by listening to other believers, going to youth group and church, but unfortunately stop there. We are meant to multiply and grow up spiritually, but we can only bear fruit when we grow upward healthy and strong. As trees need supplemental nourishment to grow strong and bear good fruit, we do too. In 2 Peter 1:5-9, he lists the character trait supplements that help us to grow up and mature healthy, strong, and well-nourished in our relationship with God. For a strong and healthy spiritual trunk, supplement your faith with a generous provision of moral excellence, and moral excellence with knowledge, and knowledge with self-control, and self-control with patient endurance, and patient endurance with godliness, and godliness with brotherly affection, and brotherly affection with love for everyone. Faith is the belief in God, is the foundation of our main nutrient source. Moral excellence is doing what is right because it's the right thing to do. Becoming knowledgeable in God's written word. You can do that by going to youth group, going to church, reading the Bible, and having daily quiet time with God in devotion and prayer. Self-control is another supplement. Having control over those things we used to say and do that separated us from God. That's a fruit of the Spirit and a sign that we are growing up in faith. Patient endurance is when you patiently endure people who rub you the wrong way and even hurt you. Godliness is growing upward and becoming more like God. Now that doesn't mean perfect like God. It means progression, not perfection. Brotherly affection is being kind, affectionate, and attentive. And then the last one is love for everyone. Jesus said, "Your love for one another will prove to the world that you are my disciples." Adding these character trait supplements will nourish your spiritual walk and help you grow up and mature in your faith. Have a great week. Love and miss you all.